Hello and welcome to our weekly video on YouTube. So this episode is going to be very special because I want to talk about how the art of cooking can be a highly transformative experience. So if you are someone who has been cooking on a daily basis, this is a must watch for you because you have a tool that is highly spiritual and highly transformative provided you use it with the right kind of mindset. And that's what I'm going to share today. If you're someone who has never tried your hand at cooking or you hate cooking, you detest it, even then this is an absolute must watch because it will give you a different lens to look at something that is so creative, something that is so easily accessible and can be truly transformative. And the reason I chose to talk about cooking was because until the age of 33 in my own life, I had never even entered the kitchen, or maybe just a couple of times, and I was actually terrified of cooking. I remember as a child, I would feel scared to even light the gas because I thought it would blast on my face. So my mother would keep training me, and all her efforts actually went in vain because I refused to engage in anything to do with cooking. It was only after marriage that I had my first face to face with cooking, and I'm truly amazed at the power of this humble yet highly spiritual art that has helped me transform and be the person that I am. And that's why I'm so inspired to share this with you. So, the three specific ways in which cooking has really helped me. The first is cooking is my greatest stress buster. It is an instantaneous stress buster. And the reason for it is cooking gives me the platform for creative expression. Whenever you're stressed, there's a lot of energy blockage, and the moment you allow that energy to flow through creative expression, whether you engage in art, in craft, in dance, in music, or in cooking, your energy levels, the blocked energy begins to flow, and suddenly there is that release and that space, and you're able to think of the solution. So for me, cooking has become a platform for creative expression. And the reason it is a platform for creative expression is because I never ever duplicate a recipe as is. I always be creative and add my own special touch, my own personal touch, that twist of creativity to every simple recipe. So what I do is, even if it is something that I have to make on a daily basis, I always try and be creative with it. For example, rotis, chapatis is something that we all make in India. And it's something that gets made every day in my house. So what I do is, I don't just make rotis with wheat flour, but I usually add some vegetable to it, or some dal, or some spice, or some herb, and the end product becomes a complete meal in itself. So I have tried everything from cucumber rotis to vegetable rotis to carrot rotis, cabbage rotis, dal, spices, herbs, and the end product is not just delicious, but it is a complete holistic meal in itself. And moreover, it does not cause any boredom. So I have taken care that I don't cook or I don't make chapatis with this energy and vibration of boredom, but I make it a creative exercise, and therefore it's an instant stress buster. The second benefit is that cooking has made me become very solution oriented. It has made me genuinely believe that every problem has not just one but several solutions. So when one door of opportunity closes, or if something that I'm doing is not working out, I open 100 other doors and allow opportunities and solutions to come to me. And the way I have learned this through the process of cooking is because we are vegetarians and we follow a Sattvic diet. We don't even eat onions and garlic. So every recipe that I look up, I have to proactively search for alternatives and tweak the recipe to suit the palate of me and my family. And in this process, I have had to research and look for alternatives for almost everything. Alternatives for meat, alternatives for onions, for garlic, for pungent taste, and use the right kind of ingredients so that the taste of the end product is not compromised, and yet it is suited to our way of eating. And so this process of research and looking for alternatives has allowed me to be truly solution oriented and be very confident in the face of any problems. The third benefit is that cooking has been a highly spiritual exercise, and that aspect of cooking is why I really love it so much. Whenever there's a discussion in the family of who does what, I'm usually the first person to jump in and say, I'll take care of the cooking and you take care of the rest. And the reason I do that is because the time that I spend cooking is the time that I spend with myself, because I'm totally quiet, totally focused, concentrated, and in the present. And so that 1 hour or half an hour that I spend cooking every day is my me time. Cooking is all about right timing and right quantity. And if you miss out on any one of the two, the end product is a mess. And so, cooking as a process demands high levels of concentration, and therefore, it has helped me be very meditative and has proven to be a highly spiritual exercise. And so, for those of you who've never tried cooking or feel that you hate cooking or you can't really cook, I would invite you to look at cooking from this lens and try it out as a creative exercise and see how that changes your perspective and helps you discover the amazing potential that this simple and humble art has. Lastly, I also want to share how Sattvic cooking has really been beneficial for me. So, what is Sattvic cooking? It is nothing but the process of energizing your food through cooking by cooking with the right mindset and intention. Food is matter, and as the saying goes, mind over matter. So, your thoughts and your energy literally influences the matter and it creates your reality. Science has proven that, and we all know that to be true. So, what happens is when you're cooking, your thoughts and the state of mind with which you cook is actually being vibrated to the food, and the food that you're making absorbs that energy. So, if you're cooking feeling irritated or angry or frustrated, that energy is absorbed in the food, and when you consume that, you will actually be able to see a felt difference in your own energy levels and in the energy levels of your family members as well. Of course, if you've been cooking every day without really paying attention to your thoughts, you might not notice the shift in energy levels. But try the process of Sattvic cooking and see how much of a world of difference it makes to you. When you're cooking, before you even begin the process, calm down your mind, be in a very positive frame of mind, and create thoughts that are filled with love, compassion, empathy, and positivity while you go through the process of cooking. Whether it's chopping vegetables, it's boiling, it's steaming, it's mashing, mixing, cooking, as the food goes through all these different processes, we get a lot of time to energize it with the right kind of thoughts that we want. And try experimenting with this. If you're feeding somebody, if you're cooking for someone in the family who's not well, while you're cooking, have very, very compassionate thoughts. Have the good wishes that this person will eat this food and get well soon. And with that consciousness, when you cook and when you feed that person, that high energy food is consumed by that person and it has an impact on their health. Similarly, when you feed children at home, children are usually the people that we want to give so much of advice to. Try saying a lot of positive things to the food when you're preparing it for your child, and when your child consumes it, that's going to impact them positively as well. I have been practicing Sattvic cooking for many years now, and I would like to invite you, especially those of you who cook regularly, to also try this out and let me know what difference it makes to your life. Till then, goodbye and have a great week. Thank you.